Hey guys, and welcome to my condensed summary of all of the juiciest details from the live letter from the producer 74, where we will be discussing what is to come with patch 6.3, and there is actually a ton. Brand new ultimate raid, expansion to relic weapons, brand new PvP features like a brand new map, crafter and gatherer updates, and so much more. Summarizing this was actually a bit of a challenge. First thing is that the patch is going to be dropping early January 2023. No specific date was given, but for me this is actually really great because there is so much going on in gaming that I am so glad for the breathing room. But we're looking at World of Warcraft having an expansion, Pokemon, and so much more. I am very glad for this. As expected, there's going to be brand new main story quest line, as well as an expansion to Sidequests, which includes Tatteru's Grand Adventure being expanded, Tales of Newfound Adventure continuing on, as well as more Hildebrand quests. There's going to be a brand new dungeon named Lapis Manalis that is going to be added, which has some pretty cool screenshots added. While many may be stunned by the visuals, this is just what my backyard looks like as a Canadian right now in November. Don't worry, in January there's just going to be even more snow. But if you take that name, Lapis Manalis, and search it up, there are going to be ties to two sacred stones related to Hades. Wonder who that is, and the underworld, wonder what that is, and so that's actually pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to this a lot. There's going to be a brand new extreme trial added with patch 6.3, but specifics weren't given now due to spoilers. Personally, I'm looking forward to farming out that mount. I have enjoyed Barbariccia, and I am hoping to God that we are getting more of that because that is such a good fight. Barbariccia Extreme. I am totally in love with that fight. The tempo of it is still just the best. There's going to be a brand new Unreal trial given, which is going to be Sophia from back in Heaven's Ward. Just remember, the pendulum with the most tethers may be dangerous to approach, and you might want to get away from it, else it will fling the entire party off. Definitely didn't happen to me a bunch. Or was it the opposite? It's been so many years, I apologize. But either way, I love this fight way back when. This is definitely an iconic fight from back in the day. Definitely check it out if you want to. There's going to be an expansion to the Alliance Raid series started in patch 6.1, Myths of the Realm. This one is going to be called Euphrosyne, referencing the Greek goddess, the goddess of good, cheer, joy, and mirth. Then the screenshot that they showed is just gorgeous. This like field, oh, I love this atmosphere so much. And yes, it's definitely Windows XP. Next up is we will be getting our 5th ultimate raid added into the game 2 weeks, specifically 2 weeks after patch 6.3 launches. No more details will be given at this time outside of that release date for now. Omega. It's gotta be Omega. I would be shocked if it was anything else. Obviously that's just speculation though. Most important to relic hunters like myself is that there is going to be a brand new relic step added with patch 6.35, which I admit, which I'm having to say because I will be asked it in the comments and roasted for it if I don't say it. I'm definitely a little sad that it is so staggered, but looking at the silver lining is if you aren't doing the tombstone grind that quick and you're just doing it slowly, maybe just doing a hunt train every morning, slowly through that, you're gonna be all set for when patch 6.35 arrives with the set of your relic weapons. Patch 6.35 will also be adding the 3rd beast tribe. I don't want to say the final, but it's usually the final is the 3rd, which is going to be the Loporrits for the crafters, something that I have been looking very much forward to for quite some time now, and we can be sure that the rewards are going to be strange and carroty. Halloween has passed, but I kind of like envision it like riding a carrot like a broomstick. I know that was terrible, but that's what my brain is going to. A brand new deep dungeon will be added with patch 6.35 named Eureka Orthos. Hey, I actually like Eureka, so that name doesn't bother me. I don't think my comments are going to feel the same though. Let's talk requirements to get in, which is going to require you to have done all 3 of these things. You need to have completed Endwalker, and be level 81 on higher to enter it. Like if you change to say a different job, that job needs to be level 81 to enter, and to have progressed to floor 50 of Palace of the Dead, which really isn't that hard at all. I'm worried some people might get really worried hearing that. I doubt it would even take a few hours, barely a few hours if even. I have Palace of the Dead guide videos on my channel, and if you want to check them out, that would be appreciated, and I think that they would really help out. But yeah, this is really not going to be as bad as I think some people might be worried about. They then describe what a deep dungeon is, where it's a dungeon where the dungeon structure changes every time you go in. It just adds a bit of complexity. If you've played roguelike games, you might feel a lot of that here. And if you come from World of Warcraft, don't worry, it is definitely certainly far, far, far more fun than Torghast. I can truly say that. Trust me, I did Choregast, and it was not even close to Palace of the Dead. I hated that place. I did it with my boyfriend, and it was just nightmare fuel every time. But as a player going in, you're going to be starting at a designated level. You're going to gain experience as you journey through, and you're going to be building up dungeon-specific arms and gear like Palace of the Dead with their Aetherpool armor, for example. And the difficulty of the dungeon stays the exact same, but you can go in and challenge yourself by going in with like full 4-party, 3, 2, or even 1 player for the solo challenge experience. Yeah, in Eureka Orthos, you must be level 81 or above to enter, but even if you're starting on a level 90 character, you're going to be synced down to level 81, just like when you go into Palace of the Dead, everyone's synced down at the first few floors to level 1. Yeah, same kind of deal here, it's no biggie. Duty support has been added for a bunch of Heavensward content, which will improve accessibility for solo players, but they are also looking at changing a chemical research facility just a teeny bit. They're not looking at changing the history of the game or a ton of it, but there's going to be some tweaks apparently. Now for job changes, and I'm not going to do a standalone video because there wasn't anything really meaty given, but with patch 6.3 apparently there are no plans for big changes, which leaves me a bit torn to hear because I was hoping to hear something about Astrologian. I remember them talking about it before. I thought that rework was coming up, but maybe that is later. But the biggest bulk of the changes are apparently coming for the Paladin, with more details to be given later. Apparently they're looking at a very significant rotation revamp to it, which Paladin players have definitely been talking about a lot of problems with it. One example, just jokingly to give an example, is did you crit Confiteor? Well, if you do, you're great. If you didn't, ugh. PvP is getting some updates, PvP rebalancing, brand new season, and more, but the standout item here is this brand new map that, to me at least, totally is from Squid Games. You remember the marble game area? That's what I think of when I see this, at least, and it really does stand out a lot. This is a very distinct map, and I think it's really cool. The detail is showing like crazy here. This is really well done. Money mechanic, anyone? Oh no. Next up is going to be the updates for crafters and gatherers. There's going to be a brand new set of tools added to the game that you can enhance, kind of like a relic weapon for it, or like if you did it before, think of like Skysteel's tools from way back when. There will also be a brand new custom delivery added, which is going to be this bush, which is quite literally the visual manifestation of how I feel at this time of the morning. Save me, please. Other updates are that collectability will be displayed when gathering collectibles, fishing log will be expanded to show preferred bait and additional conditions that is actually going to be very helpful for real because some of those weather conditions are so specific. And a brand new spearfishing location has been added to Upper Lenos Cha-Cha, which is going to be the first diving area allowed in Realm Reborn maps, which as a Scholar player I must admit that I may be a little biased, but this area is just so cool to me, so I like seeing this. Now to the biggest item that I am actually super excited for, which is Island Sanctuary updates. We're going to be getting a ton of updates to new Island Sanctuary ranks and visions, new item rewards, new materials, crops, handicrafts, new structures like this epic, I don't even know what to call it, building thing. I love this though. I'm gonna get a few of them. Also user interface updates like collecting all animal leavings at once, thank goodness, because I have max animals and it's like, okay, we're clicking 20 times and I'm like, no. Also visitors will hear the orchestrion on the island, notifications when visitors come to the island. Like there's just a ton here. Treasure hunts, and anyone looking at doing more of that content is going to be excited with this, is that there's going to be a brand new treasure map dungeon called the Shifting Gymnasium Aganon, which is going to be accessible through a treasure map only on Lapis. Personally, I'm looking forward to the rewards. Now last but absolutely not least is that housing is getting a huge update, and it's going to be additional wards are being added for all residential areas, which are going to be 6 regular and 6 subdivisions, which is going to result in each and every single world 1,800 new plots. And so these are going to be utilizing the brand new placard system. Free company versus private distribution, however, is going to be explained and looked into more later, so we're going to have to wait to hear about that. User interface improvements, which is huge, is there is going to now be icons for damage type shown in the log and the flying text for physical, magical, and unique damage types. And as a raider, this is actually incredibly, massively nice to see, especially as a barrier healer raider. This will clear up a lot of confusion on who's using what where and is so appreciated. As a barrier healer, thank you. Oh yeah, and they also dropped timers on the buffs and debuffs on the bar, which is huge. As a barrier healer, I again thank again and again for this. This is big. Most players might not appreciate this. I am like losing my shit. Another UI update is that portraits will now be displayed in the duty finder, which is like totally different. I should actually make my portrait look better, I think. I think that this is cool. It adds a bit more flair. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this summary video. This was a ton of information, and I really hope it helped you all, and I'm being encouraged to say this by so many people, so as a smaller creator, it would really help me if you guys would consider slamming that like button and cat-dang that subscribe button. I am actually legit that kind of person where I'm like still like getting that like burst of joy every time because I have the app on my phone that shows when people hit the button, and it just feels so good, and it really truly honestly is appreciated. Anyhow, with that being said, I'm closing off this video. Take care everyone, and I hope you have an awesome day.